Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Getting Lost with Josh. I spent a cool couple days here in Southern California visiting family. I was born and raised here, actually. And currently, right now, we are in Monterey Park, California, just outside of Los Angeles. Kind of see the city of LA in the background. Right there. Okay. Anyway, this is on the Edison Hiking Trail. If you live in the area or you're visiting, please check it out. It's pretty cool. It's about 1.5 miles, 2 mile length, going this way and all the way back up, one into another, nice and hilly. Anyway, future on a future video. But we today are gonna start our journey back up home. So we're gonna be taking Route 95 via the 395. Okay. This is my favorite route to and from Southern California, from the Boise, Idaho metropolitan area. So, grab a drink, grab some popcorn, relax, and let's get lost. You're going to want to jump on the 5 north to Sacramento. Bye, LA. This is coming out of the Monterey Park area, which I was just in. This is going to lead us up to the Palmdale Freeway, which will eventually connect us with 395. This beautiful Los Angeles, California. And the wonderful LA traffic. I do not miss this at all. This is a Sunday morning, by the way, people. 2/15/2026. It's like this all the time. Fantastic times. Now that we're on the 5 freeway north, at the 60 freeway junction, we're going to stay on the 5 north for another 28 miles. To our next route. Be careful of traffic, people, if you're not used to playing Mario Kart. I highly recommend it if you're going to drive in LA traffic or any major metropolitan area traffic, for that matter. Just keep those reflexes up. That's all I gotta say. It's funny, a lot of things have changed in this city since I've been gone, but a lot of stuff staying exactly the same. Interesting about life, isn't it? There's LA. Head on home. Do I miss living in LA? Sure. Am I happy that I left? Yes. Just I'm pretty torn, you know. A lot of things I miss: family, friends, a lot of memories here. But you have to understand that the places where you grew up, people you met, things you did, all they are memories now. They no longer exist except within your own mind. It's not real anymore. What is real is the here, now. What you do with your life, this moment, this breath. That's what matters. The dreams and the hopes that you have for where you're going next. Change is inevitable. Acceptance is the only way. Just have to let go. route if you want. I've been that way before. It's kind of interesting, but we'll stay here with the regular auto track. Coming out of the Southern California area, heading towards Santa Clarita, in through Palmdale on the 14th. Yeah, it's very tricky here for all you first timers coming out of that area, heading to the 395, etc. Because you'll see two tracks. This is the Sacramento going up to the 5. Whoa! On my left, and then there's the 14 going that way. Slight accident prior to this. Well, seems everything's kind of picking it up now. Let's go ahead and transition. Continue on our journey. I know this is getting lost with Josh. Hopefully we won't get lost here. Time will tell. Palmdale, I love you, but I hate you, Palmdale. Okay, it's a song. Anyway, and the journey continues. 14 north to the 395. All right, a little pit stop in Santa Clarita. And we're going to stay on the 14 through Palmdale for 64 miles. Well, 63, 64 miles outside of Santa Clarita until we transition to our next route via the 395. Alrighty, here we're going through Mojave, California. Just a small little town. It's part of the unincorporated part of Kern County, just north of Palmdale. Interesting little city, little stops here, little motels, mainly a trucker stop. Has some places to eat, and we're going to continue on the 14 going towards the 395. Alrighty, we're coming up through Red Rock Canyon, California. It's a state park. It's very, very beautiful. It's a gorgeous little area off the 14 as we're getting closer to 395, going through the Mojave Desert. Interesting fact is that if you remember the first Jurassic Park movie, the beginning scene filmed with Dr. Hugh Grant when he was supposed to be at a dig site in Montana, it was actually filmed in these canyons. Gorgeous views. They have cool little areas to camp, sightsee, rock climb. Interesting area. Definitely check it out if you have a chance. Very scenic and beautiful. Another reason why I like taking scenic routes opposed to the standard freeway systems going to and from Los Angeles to the Boise, Idaho area. Gorgeous, gorgeous scenery. Gives you time to think and to recalibrate yourself. Definitely worth a drive-through if you get the chance. We have now transitioned to the 395 North. On the left, you will see the Sierra Nevada mountain ranges. Just above those mountain ranges on the left, behind them actually, is Kern County and the Kern River. I spent a few times up there fishing and camping. Beautiful area. The right side is the eastern Sierras going towards Nevada. So we're going to continue on this trek, heading our way up to Bishop, California. We are now going through Lone Pine, California, on our trip northbound on the 395 heading towards Bishop.
Beautiful little town. There's a lot of historical relevance in this town, especially when it comes to early Hollywood cinema, especially westerns. A lot of westerns were filmed out here, with the Sierra Nevada mountain ranges posing as backdrops to like Montana, Wyoming, etc. There's actually a museum in this town dedicated to that subject. So if you are passing through, I highly suggest checking out that museum, stretching your legs, walking around, grabbing a bite to eat, and just taking in that fresh, beautiful mountain air. Not many places like this exist anymore in our world. So just enjoy it if you're heading through and see what old America used to look like while it's still here. We are now passing by Manzanar Internment Camp. During World War II, United States citizens with Japanese descent were actually deposited here for the duration of the war. You know, it's kind of an unfortunate event, but it is part of our nation's history. They do give tours, so check out their website to see when times they are. And if you get a moment to experience a little bit of history, I highly suggest that you do. Independence, California is coming up next.
All right, we're now entering Independence, California. Beautiful Sierras in the background. And this is just a gorgeous drive. I much preferred over the 5 north to the 84, or the 80, and or the 15 north all the way to the 84 from the LA area up to Boise metropolitan area. We have a cool little courthouse here, kind of reminiscent of the clock tower in Back to the Future. They probably might have got some inspiration from that. Save the clock tower! Nice little, pretty little area here. So we'll stop here for backpackers. I see them here a lot during the summer. Uh, Hitch rides up the mountain passes there. You can do some rock climbing and hiking. None this time, obviously, since it's still considered winter, even though it is 62 degrees. Kind of strange winter that we're having here, but nonetheless, still a lot of snow up there. That was Independence, California. Now stopping here in Fort Independence. Travel Plaza. Highly recommend here is some of the cheapest gas you'll find on the 395 going on a trek here. They also have an Oak Creek dispensary if you're into that green stuff, right over there. Have a little cool little casino here and store. Stop here for some gas and a bathroom break. All right. That's Fort Independence. It's not packed today. Let's get some gas and get out of here. All right, just pulling out of the Fort Independence Casino truck stop. There's Oak Creek over there, dispensary with the green fun stuff. And we're gonna head back on the 395 towards our next stop of Bishop, California. Stop by my favorite bakery we're off. Eric Schatz Bakery, here we come. We just entered Big Pine, California. It's a tiny little town right before Bishop. Still between the Sierra Nevadas right there, and then the eastern Sierra is to the right. Got Nevada off to the right-hand side, and we're still in California on this side. We're now entering Bishop, California. This is a great stop to make if you're going to do some hiking, camping, mountain climbing, you name it, they can have it here in Bishop. This is the doorstep to Yosemite National Park and to the Great Mammoth Lakes resorts up here in Northern California. To the right, the mountains you see over there, those are the Eastern Sierra Nevadas, and that is Nevada, which is pretty cool if you think about it in the distance. Great little town. It's kind of like a flashback to old America, very similar to Lone Pine, Big Pine, etc. But each of these little towns on the 395 have their own specific, unique little flair. Great places to eat here, cool little bars, great hotels. In the summertime, this place is packed with backpackers. It's like you can just see there, it's a parade of them going all the way around. Lots of traffic here during the summer too. Also some of the best fly fishing in this part of the world too. So highly suggest if you do come on down through here, make a stop, check it out. Great town. Eric Schatz Bakery, one of the best delis and bakeries in the world, in my opinion, is coming up next. And I'm going to get one of their world famous sandwiches. That is a must. 100%. You'll see why very soon. All right, just got back in from Eric Schatz. I got myself a meal kick. So, let's see. Always come with cookies. Highly suggest eating there when you get a chance. Look at this. I got a whole, so you can half now and half for dinner. Look at the size of that thing. Look at that. Throw it on the floor. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Delicious. Roast beef, onion sprouts, hot mustard, Swiss cheese on their meal bread, tomatoes, lettuce. Delicious. So if you're in Bishop, passing through, stop at Eric Schatz. I also picked up some cheese bread, some jerky. Oh, good stuff. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Seal of approval. Just took a little stop here at a park across from Eric Schatz, Bishop. It's a cool little place. Has a little playground back here. Kids can play with. On the long journey, there's a community pool here. Closed for obvious reasons during the winter because it's cold as hell. But it's nice. So that's about 55 degrees. Great day, and we're gonna take a moment to breathe and head on over to Winnemucca. Alrighty, back in the car, ready to rock and roll. And we're heading to Winnemucca. with a pit stop in Fallon for a little bit of gas. We're saying goodbye to California. On our way to Nevada. All right, we're leaving Bishop, California. Saying goodbye to our beloved Eric Schatz. We're going to be exiting the 395 very shortly. On our way out of California. So see you next time. We got to get home. El pollo loco, ah. So we're going to continue home. And you can take the 395 all the way up to Lake Tahoe, as I mentioned. You're going to see the fork in the road. If you go left, you go that way up to Lake Tahoe, into the lakes, Mammoth Lakes, etc. Entrance to Yosemite. Or you're going to make a right like I am. You're going to head over towards Benton, California, onwards to the Nevada border. Next major city, well, you want to consider that major, is going to be Lund. And here we go. California is my home state. I do miss it quite a bit, but it's not goodbye forever. So we'll see you again soon. There's Benton and Tonopah, Nevada. Here we go.
We have now entered Mena, Nevada. This is about as middle of nowhere as you can possibly get in the Nevada desert. It's a tiny little town. If you blink, you'll miss it. And this is just a little bit south of Hawthorne, Nevada, on our way towards Winnemucca. It's kind of funny. The name Mena reminds me of that old Step Brothers movie, one of the songs in the soundtrack, the Mena, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. I won't say the rest because I'll get demonetized, and we won't go that far. Go look it up. It's quite funny. Alrighty. Onward towards Hawthorne. We're now heading through Luning, Nevada, another tiny little town right south of Hawthorne on our way towards Fallon and then Winnemucca. Interesting experience I had coming out of here a couple of years back. I was driving in the middle of the night. It was probably 11 p.m.-ish, 11:30, something like that. Mind you, there's no cell phone signal from Benton, Bishop, California-ish, all the way through Hawthorne. I mean, there's intermittent signal, but not a real strong one. So I was just listening to the standard radio and seeing, the stations that were available. And I was driving a rental car. And I know we're a bit farther from Area 51, according to their maps, quote unquote, winky winky. But I started seeing a light over that mountain, dead ahead of you right there. And as I got closer to the light, the radio signal started acting weird, so I pulled over and my car turned off, and then everything turned back on. And it was one of the weirdest experiences of my life. I don't know what happened. I looked at my watch, and apparently I lost 2 minutes of time. So was it aliens? Was it me being extremely tired? Who knows? Alrighty, we're coming up into Hawthorne, Nevada. There's two ways to get here from the 395. You can make a right at Mono Lake, go that route, or you come on down the 95. Head on straight and go to the downtown district. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to take the truck exit here. Freedom Road. This is a big military town. You can look it up. A lot of interesting facts about Hawthorne.
large lake, too, that sits on the banks of. There have been reports, if you're into the woo, of UFOs coming in and out of that at times. It's very interesting. There's also a theory that that lake connects directly with the Pacific Ocean via an underground tunnel system. And submarines are down there too. So would it be cool? Yeah. Possibly? Yeah. Nothing's impossible. Improbable? Not likely, but never impossible. No food for thought. There's a cool little town just on your trek through the 95. Been through here numerous times. Stayed here before at a casino. And we're going to just keep on trucking. A little shot of the downtown district that way. And we're going to head on through. To Fallon. There's the Hawthorne RV Depot. Very cool. There you go. The name of this lake is Walker Lake. If you want to look up on it on any map, Google Maps, etc., you can kind of see the vastness from there. It's quite huge and extremely deep. Really pretty at sunset, as you can see from my vantage point right here on the 95. Let's get one more shot as I'm driving the lake. Inside.
All right, we're now going through, I believe it's Shores, Nevada. I probably mispronounced that. You can see if you turn left there's an alternate route for the 95, which takes you to Yerington and onward towards Reno. You can go that way as well. It connects to 395, et cetera, that way, and the 84. But we're heading this way today. One thing I do recommend going through this town, go the speed limit. I can't stress that anymore. There are cops hiding everywhere, okay? I didn't see anything this evening, but every other single time I came through here, especially at night, there's always a state trooper or local PD hiding in one of these little bushy areas off the side or a driveway, and they pop people all the time. Usually when I come down here, I see one or two people pulled over and getting speeding tickets. And the last thing you want to do, especially if you're just traveling on through, is get a speeding ticket in a town, city, and or state you do not live in. It's just a headache. It's easy to avoid. Just don't do it. Just take your time. That's why you're going on back roads and off the main highway. You're taking your time, enjoying the scenery. You can also buy fireworks right there. My brother has done that multiple times because they sell them year round. But anyways, that being stated, gorgeous little town. Fallon is coming up pretty soon. All right, we're finally in Fallon, Nevada. Air Force Base town. Gonna make a little pit stop here at the Maverick gas station. Coming up there at the light about a mile away. A little bit of gas. Use the restroom. Stretch my legs. And then we're gonna head on to our final destination tonight of Winnemucca, Nevada. Continue our journey in the morning back to Boise, Idaho. This will be the tail end of US 95. Once we hit the major interstate freeway. Coming up in
And we did a little time traveling with some movie magic to our final destination for the evening, Winnemucca, Nevada. After the stop in Fallon, we jumped back on the 95 and beelined it to the 80 east. Got here, took about another hour and a half of driving through the desert at night. I am, at this point in the journey, truly exhausted, and I'm about to pull into my hotel and take a much-needed shower and long sleep, so I can finish off my journey back to the Boise, Idaho area in the morning. Here's a little shot of downtown Winnemucca for your viewing pleasure. Good morning, everybody. So last night I got into Winnemucca around close to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I was exhausted, took a shower, went to sleep. So this morning we're going to continue on our journey up the 95. We're going to go through the northern end of Nevada, through Oregon, all the way into Idaho via the 55. Let's go ahead and finish our journey back home. Come on. What are we waiting for? Let's get lost. As we're exiting Winnemucca, Nevada, we're going to go through the downtown district. Now, not much going on here in the mornings, around 9:30 a.m. on February 16, 2026. But there's a lot of casinos, a lot of eateries around here. I highly recommend you stop on through. It's just a couple hours east of Reno, about 2.5, maybe 3-ish hours east of Reno on the 80 freeway. And this will road right here will reconnect us with the 95. We'll make a left pretty soon and head on upwards towards Oregon, and then our final destination of the day, the Boise, Idaho metropolitan area. We are now passing through McDermott, or Fort McDermott, and the Nevada-Oregon state line. You'll be seeing the state line sign coming up pretty soon for Oregon. Now, about an hour-ish from here, you will be seeing a sign, if you're heading northbound, as I am doing now on the 95, for Mountain Standard Time Zone. Now, currently going this way, you're in Pacific Standard Time Zone if you're going northbound. So just keep that in mind. The second you cross that line, you have to set your clock an hour ahead if you're wearing anything analog. So just keep that in mind as we head on through the Oregon desert.
just past the junction, and you want to make sure you make a right and to continue on with the 95, heading towards Rome, Oregon, and Jordan Valley. If you made a left at that section, that'll actually take you to Burns, Oregon, onward towards Bend, Oregon. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We're now entering Rome, Oregon. Interesting little place. Great little restaurant on your right-hand side of the screen, as you see there as you pass by, for a good little bite to eat. Now, Rome does have an area of interest, a little geological formation known as the Pillars of Rome, over there to the left. So, if you have time to stop there to go check it out, I advise you to do so. Look it up on Google. It's pretty interesting. And we're heading up the incline now. This portion of our trek. I do recommend if you're coming through here, whether you're going north or south during the winter, be very careful. This can get very icy with snow and black ice as well. And I've seen an accident or two, so just be mindful of your surroundings. Don't speed, take your time, and enjoy the view. We're now heading through Jordan Valley, Oregon. Another town on US 95, heading north on our way through Boise. So I do recommend also, as you're going through this town, to obey the traffic laws. I'm stressing that very much. I believe the speed limit here is about 20 miles an hour or so. And there's often police officers hidden throughout this area, and they'll be more than happy to give you a ticket. So just keep that in mind. Now, if you are interested in a little side trip as you're going through this town, just go ahead and head on straight down that road right there, and don't make a left like I'm doing now. That road actually takes you to the historic Old West town of Silver City, Idaho. Okay, look it up. It's a cool little ghost town. I'll be featuring that on a future video. So just enjoy the rest of the views of Jordan Valley, and onward and outward towards our final destination of Boise, coming up in just a bit through the Oregon desert. now crossing the Snake River. Interesting fact about the Snake River, it flows down from Montana, connects and turns into the Columbia River system in Oregon, and flows outward in the Pacific Ocean over by Portland. We finally entered the last step of our journey, the Nampa-Boise metropolitan area of Idaho. That whole trip is in its entirety took 843 miles and almost 14 hours of full drive time. I want to thank you all for joining me on this adventure. And if you like what I do, please give me some love, send a hype, a like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. This was Let's Get Lost with Josh. Sometimes we have to get lost to find the answers within ourselves. Take care, everybody.